What's going on, everybody? Matt from Oz Lego Collections. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a full overview of the entire city just to show you how much progress we've made over the last few months since we've started the new layout. Now, if you're new to the channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button down below, turn all your notifications on. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you do like it. And at the end of the video, drop a comment down below and let me know what part of the Lego City overview was your favorite. Also, one last thing before we jump into the video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Boiobricks for sponsoring today's video. He has an awesome bricklink store which is located in New South Wales, Australia. And it's one of the many stores where I get all my parts and pieces to work on my city and mocks. So all the links will be in the description below, as well as his Instagram. So go check him out. He has an awesome array of parts and minifigures, and the inventory is growing by the day. Okay, so with all that said and done, let's get into the video and go show you the progress we've made. Okay guys, so before we dive into the city a little more in depth, I'm just going to pan around to show you how much the city has evolved over the last few months. And well, since the last overview that we did, which was sometime last year. Now the whole right side where the theme park is has been lit up, which is starting to look really awesome. And I can't wait to show you guys that area when we get into it. But overall, the city has really taken shape, and it's just coming along so well, and I'm really happy with the progress I've been making. But let's kick off with this side of the city first. Now, from the last video, which you would have seen, we've added the jazz club in this top tier over here, as well as we've got the Parisian restaurant, the boutique hotel, and the Grand Emporium. And I think they work really well in this top level over here. Now, just below that, we've got these panels that are covering the timber or the wood where the buildings are sitting. And I've just done them with a nice masonry brick just to give it some character. And we've added flowers and branches and leaves and all that kind of stuff just to, like I said, add some character to that wall so it doesn't look plain and boring. And we've continued that all along right to the end. We've still got a little bit left to go, but I think it really does finish that back part off and just hides the wood nicely, I guess. Over to this left side here, we've got the Ghostbusters fire station and the Ecto-1 coming out from there, ready to go chase some ghosts. We also have the bookshop, which I really love, and we did another video on moving this and placing it into the city. We initially had the detective's office over here, but we moved it over to the other side of the city, and I'm really glad that we did do that, and you'll see why when we get to that part. We've also got the police station modular here. Right next door to that, we have the pet shop and another apartment, and I think that works really well with the bookshop because that also has an apartment, so it's sort of like a little neighborhood in this part, or the second tier of the city. And I just think they work really well as the colors of the buildings. Now, before we go around and move our way to those buildings over there, we're just going to go down this part of the city and show you the underground scenes that we've created. Now, we did do a full video on just the underground scenes, but we're going to go through because it's part of the overview of the city. Now, over to this part, we have a Spider-Man scene from the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, and Dr. Connors are fighting in his lair. And I'm really, really happy with how that came out. I think that looks really cool, and I try to make it as accurate as I could to the scene in the movie. And in this corner right here, I've done the Penguin lair. Now, I got a little bit of inspiration from the Batman Returns movie and just then threw my own spin to it, but I think it came out really, really nice, and it finishes this corner of the underground area nicely. And then moving over here, another scene I definitely had to add into the city was the Ghostbusters train subway. And it also works out well because it's almost directly below the fire station. So I think that makes sense. And we've just added a train carriage in this part here, like it's about to dash through. We've also done a little Ninja Turtle scene from one of my favorite movies, the 1990 Ninja Turtle movie. And we've got the Ghostbusters trying to catch all the ghosts. So I think that looks really, really cool in this part of the city, and especially when it's in night mode, it just pops even more. And then we've also just continued with our masonry brick pattern and our flowers and design around this wall here. Moving across here, then we have the Ninja Turtle lair. So this is the street sewer cap where they come down. Now I've also done a second entry where the shredder's about to try and bust in, and that connects to the subway area so they can go through there, similar to how they've done in the movie. And then you come down and we have the Ninja Turtle lair. Now I haven't really changed anything on this. I am considering updating it a little bit, but for now this is basically how the lair looks. And again, in night mode, just everything looks so much better with the lights in the city and the lair. Now moving back up to the top part of the city, we're going to go right back over here. Now we've just started working on our car park a little bit more, and we finally have added some lights in there and got some Speed Champions cars, and I think that's looking really, really cool. I definitely wanted to add a car park or underground car park in the city, and I think that just works really well in that part. Now over to this back area here, we have the Palais or the Palace Theatre, and then we have some Star Wars minifigs. We've got Kylo Ren, we've got Princess Leia, Luke, Chewie, the whole gang's all there to go watch a movie. And then next to that, we've got the diner if they want to grab something to eat afterward. And just next to that, we have the Assembly Square. And we've also got the DeLorean hovering over the Assembly Square with Marty holding on for dear life, as we showed in the last video. I think that just looks really cool. Then moving over to the right side of the Assembly Square, we have the Daily Bugle, and I absolutely love this set, and the light kit for it just looks amazing, and it really stands out, or one of the main buildings that stands out in the city. Now before we continue on around that side, we're just going to come right back here, and we have our Treads Tuning Garage. I like to call it Toretto's Garage for obvious reasons. We have the Fast and Furious scenes or car section over here. Now we've got the new Too Fast and Furious Skyline, which we showed you in the last video as well. And we've also got the RX-7 that Dom had in the first Fast and Furious, as well as his Charger, the Toyota Supra, and we've also got the Mitsubishi Eclipse from the first movie. And we have our Paul Walker and Vin Diesel minifigures at the front here with the cars. Now just to the right of the tuning garage, we have our night market, and we've got our taco stand over here, a juice bar right next to that. We've also got some seating areas here to relax and enjoy the atmosphere. And we've also got a sushi stand, a coffee truck or a trailer, and we've also got a bus stop to pick up and drop off people coming to the night market. Now this is one of my many favorite parts of the city because I just love the nightlife, and it just really makes this part of the city really pop. And then down below here we have our subway area. We've got Hungry Jack's and Starbucks coffee on this side. We've also got the actual main train station in the center over here. And then to the left, or sorry, to the right of that, we have Domino's Pizza. Now, just behind that, we've got the fire station. This is a custom fire station that I made, and I still haven't really finished the interior. There is a few little bits and pieces in there. It's not completely empty, but I still have to tile it and add some more detail. But so far, I think it looks really good. And we've got the fire truck about to come out there, go looking for a fire. Then we have the brick bank, and I think this works really well in this part here because we can see the corner side of it as it is a corner building. Then we have Peter Parker's apartment, and we've got Pepe's Pizza just below there. And we've got a scene happening in this part here with Aunt May in horror. And we've got Doctor Strange taking on one of the villains right next to the Sanctum. And this is one of my favorite buildings or sets that came out last year. And the light kit from Boiobricks was just awesome. And the portal is my favorite part. And I had to have the portal visible, which is why I didn't put it up against another building. I separated it for that reason, so we could really appreciate the portal, especially that it's lit up. So I think that came out really, really nice. Then over to this part of the city here, we've got the corner garage. Now, I'm thinking of adding something in this back part here, just so it doesn't look too empty and blank, but I haven't really decided what could go there at this point. Maybe a little coffee shop or another little donut store or something. I haven't really figured that part out yet. And then over here, we have the detective's office. Now, I do think this sits really well in this part of the city, and it works good with the corner garage and also the Avengers Tower, which is right over here. And this is still another really cool custom mock that I did using 3 of the official sets back in 2015. I think it was 2015 they came out, or 2016, but really love the Avengers Tower in this part here. Then moving over, we have our new and improved stage, which you saw in the last video. And in night mode, again, it looks awesome. It really shines bright. You can see all the LEDs underneath the drum kit and also all the flashing lights around the rigging over here. And we have one of my favorite artists, MJ, busting out the moves. Now, to this front area here, we've got all our 3-in-1 creative buildings. We've got the bike shop, we've got the corner deli, and we also have a newsstand, and we've also got the city coffee or the donut shop. So this area here, we still have a bit to work on, but I have a couple ideas to finish it off so it doesn't look too plain as well. But there's just so many things that we've just got to finish. The city is never ending, but this area is really taking shape, and my favorite part of this area would have to be the tiling pattern. I just think it breaks it up from the rest of the city, and it just looks really, really cool. Now, moving down here, this is where we've done more of our work over the last few weeks. We have the stairs leading down to the amusement park. So this is my entry to my theme park, and obviously I had to give it a name, and Oz Legoland I thought was the perfect name for my theme park. And we have some patrons lining up to go into the theme park and go check out some of the attractions and rides that we have available. Now, we've got the Disney Castle up front and center as soon as you walk in, which I think is quite fitting to have in this spot. And then over to the left, we've added a toy shop or a gift shop and a diner, which is one of the new friend sets that's just been released, and I think it looks awesome, and I'm really happy that I added it into the theme park. But if you want to grab something before or after you get into the amusement park, as well as buying a souvenir or a toy, this is the place to go. Now, over to this part here, we've got our carousel. I was about to say Ferris wheel, but we've got carousel over here. So this ride works really well in this area, and it just breaks up having too many rides all of the same height in one spot. Then we have here our custom water fountain that I created, and I thought that it definitely needed a water fountain as well with the Mickey statue at the top there. Now in this corner here, we're going to have some rides that we're just planning and mapping out, or not rides, some games I should say. So some water target games, and the ducks with the ring over here. So this area is a work in progress at the moment. And then over to this part here, we're going to have the UFO ride. So this is currently getting worked on, and we're just going to change a few things and add some lights to that. And then just behind that we have the haunted house, which looks incredible when it's lit up, and it's all spooky with all the lights flickering and everything before you go into the ride and go down that giant drop, which looks awesome. You can see there, right there, waiting for the ride to go. Now over to this part here, we've done a little bit more work. We've got the Disney train station, and we've also got the Winnie the Pooh tree house, and the whole gang are there ready to take some photos with all the guests. We have some face painting going on over here in this corner, and just behind the train station we have the Pirates roller coaster, and we've added some LEDs, and we've got the camera there taking photos or getting ready for photos when the roller coaster comes through. And we are still working on that. We have to motorize it so that way it moves on its own. And then in the middle of the ride we've added a little island and some palm trees, and we've got a crab and a shark, so just trying to make it really piratey and, you know, just a beachy kind of theme, I guess, you know, keeping the theme with the pirates. And then over here we have our Ferris wheel. Now we've just recently changed the light kit on this, and that I'll go through in a separate video, show you the new light kit in depth, how it works and how those lights work with the beat of the music, which is something really cool. So that will be in another video. Then we have the Disney train, of course, that has to go around this part of the park, and it just really adds a lot of movement and character to this side of the theme park. I do wish that I could have had the train run right around the whole park, but it's just too narrow and it wasn't going to work, and the train tracks unfortunately take up too much space, so I was able to get it to work on this part of the city. Well guys, that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed the overview of the city in night mode, and as I mentioned at the start of the video, please remember to hit the subscribe button on your way out. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and remember to leave a comment and let me know what part of the city was your favorite. So until next time, I hope you have a great weekend, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.